So up there we know there's soffit, and we know our soffit's about a 1/2 inch thick. So what we did to get our corner trim number over here is we measured up to that and then down to this angle right here where the roof starts, over the roof to wall flashing. I measured to this point right here, right? So that's a square cut to a short point, right? And then I minus the 1/2 inch for the soffit, and then I minus 1 inch for our reveal right here, because we don't ever want to be down tight just in case water's splashing on there. Again, we want it to have a capillary gap. So we're going to be 1 inch off of this. So that's 1.5 inches. Our number was 99 3/4. So our new number is 98 1/4 to the short point. The short point of this board is going to be the board that's against the wall. And then this other board over here is going to overlap. And so the split of our corner trim is going to ride over this other step flashing coming down. So that's where we're at with that. And I'll take you back over to the cut table and I'll show you what I did with the number. So I only need one number. I might need 2 numbers or 3 numbers if there was a notch or something at the top. But the way that soffit up there going around the corner is all flat, right? It's in one plane. So I just knew that was a square cut from the top. So over here at the cut table, I pre-nail some of my Hardie trim together, and I pulled, because I know that this is where the step flashing is going to go through, right here. So I know that the back of this board is where my short point is, because of the way the board overlaps. This point right here is the point that we just pulled, minus the 1.5 inches. So this is our 98 1/4. That's the back of the board that sits on the wall that was facing me when I was up on the plank. So that's how I found that short point. And then I scribed over my 512 roof pitch, right? And then I squared across, and then I angled up the 512. And then what I like to do is I like to cut this one first because it seems to pinch sometimes. So I'll cut this one first. I'll set my saw to 1 inch deep. I'll cut through that, and then I'll set it to the 22.5 degree angle for my 512, right? And those are common numbers, so you should start remembering where some of them relate, right? So there's my 512 common, and it lines up with my 22.5, right? And then you should just remember that the seat cut of that is going to be 67.5 degrees. And you get that because on your square, your seat cut is the opposite of your plumb cut, right? And if your plumb cut is 512 and 512 is 22.5 degrees, the total of your triangle needs to equal 180. If you know that this is a square, that's 90 degrees right here. And then if you knew that this side of the triangle was 22.5 degrees, then this plus this minus from 180 is going to equal your total over here. Just so you know, right? And then the easier way to do that is just to minus the 22.5 from the 90, which gives you the 67.5. Quick square tip. I'll try to do a better video about that. That's not the point I was getting at. So back to my original point is this is the board that sits on the wall. That's my short point, which means I want my reveal to go in the direction of the roof, right? And I'm going to have 1 inch right here. Scribe that around the corner. Bam. Cut this line first, then set my degree on my saw. Cut that. That's how I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to pre-caulk back here while Aaron's up there taping. And I just wanted to give you the quick rundown on that, just so you can kind of start figuring out how you're going to get your corner trim angles and whatnot. And I'll try to get a little bit more advanced stuff up, so maybe you could learn how to side or whatever we got going on. Like, I'll try to get a little bit better about some of the explanations I'm giving. That being said, I'm not a super technical term guy, so if that's what you're looking for, you should watch somebody else's stuff. Not in like a rude way or nothing like that. So, all right, thanks for watching.